Hey y'all, we are back and we have another grant. And this grant opportunity is a little bit different. This one, we are focusing on the youth. Now, if you have children, you know some children, you work with children, this is from age 5, y'all. So somebody as young as 5 can apply for this grant with the support of an adult, of course, but it goes up to the age of 25, and the grant opportunity is for both the US and Canada. If you get anything of value from this video, beginning, middle, end, will definitely be in the description box. Now, let's talk about this grant. What they are looking for, they are looking for youth that want to engage other youth. And I'm going to say their peers, children, etc. And there's 3 main focus areas that they are looking for. The first focus area is promoting inclusion. And what that looks like is celebrating diversity in culture and building racial equity. The second focus area is teaching empathy. So children and adults cannot be empathetic at times. So they're hoping to have a teenager or youth or child to create some type of activity that focuses on that. And that is creating a kinder community. So be nice to folks. And then fostering meaningful connections and building intergenerational relationships. So this could be something where you all go and visit a nursing home, and then addressing social isolation. So that's the 3 focus areas. But then the 4th focus area, which is not really a focus area, you can submit something that maybe they did not mention in these 3, but what they specifically state is you can propose a project with a different focus as long as it has building empathy, inclusivity, kindness, and or connection as one of its goals. I was forward thinking and skipped over a word. This was like, wait, this sentence is not about to make sense. So you definitely can submit your own idea if you feel like, okay, those 3 categories don't work for me. How the grant works. So someone can get up to $500. They're going to disperse a total of $50,000 within the community, but you can get up to a $500 grant to rally up individuals to volunteer. So $100 grant is for like friends and family size, meaning that I'm going to find 9 other people. So the minimum you have to have in your group is 10 people to do something that is within those focus areas. Then you can get $250. You have to have at least 25 volunteers in that group. And then for the $500, you have to have at least 50 youth participants as volunteers. So again, just think about how do you want to get 50 volunteers, right? And you must partner with a school or another organization in order to do this. So if you partner with a school, there's definitely 50 children or youth inside of that school. And then if you partner with an organization that also focuses on children, that's going to get you the 50. 50 sounds like a lot if you're just going to go knock on doors. But again, another one of the requirements is that you partner with an organization. And then the rest of the requirements are the deadline. The deadline is March the 5th at 11:59 p.m. your local time, wherever you're at in the world. Now, don't lie because you're about to miss the deadline. You're like, oh, I'm Pacific time, and you know you are Eastern time. Please do not do that because they're going to look at your address. So don't do that. But wherever you're at in the world, and this is how they are creating equity, because this is an equitable response, right? Because somebody in Central Time might get more time, right? Because they're an hour or 2 hours behind, depending on where you're at. So they're making this equitable in that wherever you're at in the world is going to be the deadline. So just little things I noticed in certain grants, right? And then you will be notified the week of March 20th. You have to submit your report, not necessarily your report, your plan. You have to submit your plan by April the 2nd. You have to participate in the Youth National or Global Youth Service Day, which spans from April 28th through the 30th. And then on July 2nd is when you have to just give them a report of how the event went, how many individuals were impacted, and they just want to know, like, what did you all do with the money and how was it? So let me get ready to share my screen. And then we will look at this grant I can't talk, y'all. Grant application. Oh, this is for both nonprofits and for-profits. Should have said that a long time ago, but here we are. If you made it this far, then you would know. So it's Youth Service America. And then also you're going to type in Hershey Heartwarming. And that's going to get you to the page that you need to get to in order to look at this grant. Like, share, comment, subscribe, since it was a little dead air. I'm like, I don't know why it was taking so long. Okay, so application is open through March the 5th, 11:59 your time. Now we're going to scroll down. We talked about all of this: promoting inclusion, teaching empathy, fostering meaningful connections. You can propose your own. And then here, in order to get to the application, you need to put in your name, email address. All right, so we are here, and then Kid Action Guide, youth ages 5 to 12, Youth Changing the World Toolkit, teenagers 13 to 18, and then Classroom with a Cause, ages 19 to 25. So those are the buckets of groups. And then once we scroll down to the application, you'll understand why that is there. You can save your progress if you would like. I'm not going to actually apply for this grant, so I don't need to save anything. So I will not click there. And then you need to put in your age. Here, as we discussed, you're going to have a mentor or caring adult that is going to help you with the application, or who's also going to support you with whatever activity that you're going to be recommending. Sponsoring organization, as I said earlier, has to be some type of organization or school who will accept the grant funds for you. And so here we go with the questions and why I said it's going to be easier to sit here. So you're going to click on these different sections. So this is how you planning to build meaningful connections. And then you're going to pick one of these. Which one do you want to focus on? You're going to click that. Use at least 2 facts, figures, or statements from experts that you have learned from your investigation. Please explain why your project is needed. So they want you to do a little due diligence, as I've said, when we do research on our competitors, our target market. But remember, this is going to be from the youth perspective. And then here, so you click on here, and you do not have to complete any of this. This is just to help you get an idea of some of the things that you might want to think about when answering the question. So that's why I said it will be a little bit difficult to do the walkthrough, because depending on the age and depending on which one you're working through, you're going to click on different sections in order to get an idea of how to answer. Why is this issue especially personally important or meaningful to you? Tell us about the partner you will work with. So organization, school, etc. Give them a little bit. And then I do like the fact that they give these videos. So these videos will provide guidance on each section. So with this planning and preparing, and above we had the video on choosing a project. And then here's the question. Which action strategy best describes your project idea, awareness, service, advocacy, philanthropy? Drop down. Please describe your project idea in 5 to 10 sentences. They still want brevity, even with a child or a youth. So definitely who, what, where, why, and how about your project. So again, you notice how they're using terminology that most youth are aware of, right? When they're in school and they're answering questions, who, what, when, where, why, all of that is there. How many other young people ages 5 to 25 do you think you can recruit to help? And I think this is gonna, guide. If you feel like it's only going to be 10, then you don't want to apply for $500. But if you're like, I can get 50 people, they're going to get the $500. And then you must recruit around blank, fill in the number. How will you recruit other youth to participate? Again, another video. When will your project take place? Now, remember, they want you to do this on the youth volunteer, like Global Service Day. I messed that up, but y'all know what I'm saying. And then be sure to include the timing, preparation, planning, action, all of that. How can your idea start to build meaningful connections and create a more inclusive, empathetic, and kind community in the future, or continue to help even after your project is done? If you use these grant funds to start or expand a project, what are your plans to raise local funds to continue the project? And then the reflection, and also all of them, like I said, have this where if you click on it, it gives you ideas of how to answer the questions, whatever it is. And then you go back to the application after you look at all of that, and then you answer it. And then also the videos. How many people do you think how many people do you think will be helped by your project? How did they come up with that number? And then based on what you have learned about this issue in your community, what are the measurable goals of your project? What can you count to know that your project made a difference, and how will you determine that number? People had fun, everybody was happy. They asked me to do it again. They said, that they were appreciative. It does not have to be, remember, we're not thinking about it from the perspective of, I'm applying for $500,000 of funding. We're thinking about it from the perspective of the group of youth, whatever their age group is, their responses. How are you thanking publicly? Recognize, celebrate the people. That's pretty, however they want to do it, right? And then please identify at least one media outlet and at least one public official you will contact to ask for their help with your project and to share the results of your project. And then how will you spend the grant funding? Please list the items you will purchase, how many of each item, the cost per item, and the total cost of that item. Total budget should equal the amount you requested above. And then for there, you submit. You submit your application, you wait and see what happens. You'll be notified by March 20th, and here's the timeline. Applications open. March 5th is our deadline. March 20th, applicants are notified. April the 2nd, your plans are due. The Youth Service Month happens then, and then Global Youth Service Day, and then your impact report. So it's June 2nd, not July 2nd, y'all. I know I said July at the beginning. So impact reports are due on June the 2nd. And that's it. But again, this grant is specific to youth, individuals that want to give back to their community. They want to bring teenagers together. They want to bring young adults together, and they want to focus on empathy. They want to focus on diversity. They want to focus on inclusiveness. They want to focus on intergenerational connections. You have to support the youth because, as they say, they are our future. If you got anything of value from this video, beginning, middle, end, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. Thank you for always supporting the channel. And I hope that you have a beautiful day wherever you are located at. And I will see you all next time.